Welcome, I'm Gelibeans, and today we're going to find out if Sniper Elite 5 is worth your time. As the name implies, it's the 5th installment in the series, and if you're familiar with the franchise, it's very par for the course. Mixing stealth and action gameplay, you play as an American sniper who must eliminate Nazi targets, a lone wolf taking on hundreds of soldiers, while you complete objectives and reach the extraction point after slaughtering entire village populations. It's currently sitting at a mostly positive review score on Steam, although it does have some controversy around the invasion system, which I will touch on shortly. So once you boot it up, this is the menu that you'll be seeing. You have a few options of how to play the game. From campaign, you have a full co-op mode where you and a friend can go through the entire campaign together. You have Axis Invasion, which is a really cool mode that you can actually invade other players and tamper with their gameplay. We have Survival mode, which is very basic, gun down hordes, stay alive as long as you can, and then multiplayer with a few modes there, but we won't touch on that one today. So we're going to jump into the campaign to start off with. You have a few missions that you can select from. I don't want to spoil too much of the story or anything like that, but there are 10 levels so far and a DLC level. You can select them at any time. You can also change your loadouts. If we go continue our campaign, as you can see, we have our campaign loadout. We could pick between our primary, secondary, and then pistol, and they can be all customized completely. From the sights to the barrels, to the muzzle, and so forth and so on. You also have different ammo types as well, so you can do non-lethal, because this game does actually support full non-lethal playthroughs. But that's no fun. We want to make sure to crack some skulls and really do some damage out there. You also unlock more as you go on by completing different objectives, which I have not done as of yet. I've only dumped a few hours in so far, and this is my first game in the series that I've actually played, so just bear that in mind when you're taking my first impressions here. So once you've done your loadout, you can choose your skills, your character skin, your location to start, and then difficulty. We'll start with medium because I'm not the best at games, and while recording I'm even worse. Once you're dumped into the level, you'll see that it's open planned with a few routes that you can take, although this one seems that there's only one main bridge to get into the location. You have your objective, which for this level is attending a meeting to find some information. We also have a target that we need to kill us on top of that. Once in, you have your primary, which is your sniper rifle, your machine gun, and then a silenced pistol in this case. So how does the game use stealth action gameplay? Well, you can choose to go in guns blazing and have a bit more of a difficult time, as you have to gun down hordes of enemies that will continuously try and find your location, or you can try and a more long-range approach. One awesome feature of the series, which I'm going to show you, is the X-ray vision. So if we hold our breath here, you can actually see where the shot's going to line up. I take the shot. You can even slow down how fast the bullet moves and speed things up to see that amazing gory kill in slow motion. Here's one dead soldier. So now I have alerted some of the AI to my position. They've definitely heard the gunshot and they will start to move on over, although the AI is not the smartest tool in the shed. Sometimes they can be a bit stupid when looking for you. There's two men here. I'm going to take them out quickly. So they're gone. I don't think they saw me. No, they're just investigating the situation. So when you do fire a gun, they will hear that gunshot and move to that sort of location. You seem okay so far. So you can see from this though that it's mixing a lot of that Metal Gear gameplay. A very basic sort of hitman perhaps. The lens flares over there indicate snipers. Should probably take him out. Nice little headshot. These X-ray glory kills also are in the cult version of the game as well, but if you are both taking the shot, then it will speed things up. If you're the only one shooting, it seems to actually slow down and show the other player as a spectator of your amazing glory kill, which adds a bit of fun to anything you really do. And another great shot through the shoulder into the chin. Definitely would have hurt. You also have stealth kills where you can use melee. You can play a passive run, as I mentioned before as well. Hopefully once I go in further as well, I'll be able to demonstrate the invasion gameplay, where another player can invade your game online and play as the Jaeger sniper who must also eliminate you. This mixes things up, but has also caused a bit of controversy around the game, because if you choose not to enable invasions, you get reduced XP while playing. And I know people are not all too impressed with that. But from my limited experience, the invasions have been really fun and do add a nice spice up of gameplay. Playing on medium difficulty here, I can take a few bullets where I will need to heal up, then just do one health slot, whereas a medkit completely heals you. I've also invested in the perk that allows me to revive myself with the medkit.
I got it.
This definitely could have gone a lot more successful if I had been a bit more sneaky in my ways. Now is a good time as ever to show you how the sort of skill tree works. If you press tab, you have your map, but you also have your skill tree. 3 different options here. You have combat, equipment, and body, each offering 9 different perks that you can choose from. In this case, body focuses on your cardio and running ability, your recovery and health, and also focus range, which allows you to focus in on enemies by hearing them and holding the Alt key. You also have equipment, which is basic scavenging, weapon ammo drops, more decoys, rifle ammo, etc. And then combat. That's the ability that I showcased, which allows you to get back into the fight once incapacitated with a med kit. You have a few more cool abilities from there, and you can pick and choose how you want to spend your skill points from there. And only the final trees cost more than 1 point. You can get up to all of these skills, and by the end of the game, I imagine you would be a powerhouse to be reckoned with. And that was not my smartest move. Jumping like that definitely give me a few damage points. But I have some bandages to heal that right up. As you can see at the bottom, you have your heart rate, and the more that you sprint and move, the higher your heart rate gets. But once you stop moving and slow down, it starts to lower. If your heart rate is too high, you cannot hold in your breath for those shots, and it makes things just a little bit harder. You can obviously boost this though with perks to make things a bit easier. Now instead of using my rifle here, I might go a little bit quieter and use the pistol. And that was perfect shot, and enemies are none the wiser. Definitely need to heal, but I have nothing of use. Could throw out a few grenades. Probably isn't going to make things any easier. And down I go. Let's touch on the Axis invasion. I've had a few enemies invade my game as we were playing through the few hours that I have, and I have to say it really mixes up the gameplay and adds a bit of spice and fun. Bear in mind, this is on mission 8, and I did not select the mission, meaning that I could potentially be spoiled later sections in the game that I haven't actually gotten up to yet. Now, on the map, you have these phones. If the other player reaches those phones, they can see your position. It's also the same for me. If I reach them, I can get an idea of where the player is at and then start looking for them. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Bear in mind, I am nowhere near this mission, so we shall see how I go. So on the on the invasion side, you actually need to wait before you can use it, but you can set up a booby trap in case they use that phone. Trying to see if I can peek around any of the corners and see any movement. Now, some of the maps that you play through are much more open than this. With the enclosed spaces and the amount of buildings you could be hiding in, it makes things very tricky. Since they might be heading this direction, I'm going to booby trap. And I died. So as you can see, I'm absolutely amazing at the game and got defeated without actually doing anything. Okay, we finally managed to get into a game. This was my 4th attempt after joining a few where I either got killed instantly or the match ended as soon as I joined. So those were always great. This time we're actually on the opposing side of the castle that I had to storm previously. So we're getting red over this way, so he's moved up. Somehow gotten around me without me even seeing anything. I can hear gunshots. And that is him eliminated. An easy victory, all in all. From that, you can see how difficult the invasions can actually be, and successfully getting away is not always an option. And that is Sniper Elite 5. Is it worth playing? I definitely think it is. If you want a few fun hours of content, play it with a friend. It's also on Xbox Game Pass at the moment, meaning it's easy to pick up and play. It's got mostly positive reviews on Steam. There's definitely some enjoyment to be had here. If you haven't played any other games in the franchise like myself, I don't think you're missing out on anything. I do recommend Sniper Elite 5. That's all for today. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you enjoyed the video today. And I'll see you next time.